Greetings, beloved. It's good to be with you, even across the distance. Remember, as always, you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved as the gift you already are. I wondered if we might today talk a little bit about listening, because listening is a big part of our lives. It can be anyway. But so often we don't listen with intention and we miss hearing what is going on around us, within us, etc. So I want to invite you to just take a moment, right where you are, breathe, and pay attention to your breath. What are you hearing wherever you are? Through closed windows right now, I can hear the sounds of birds here. I can hear our network server spinning a little bit as it checks over itself. About a second before we went live, I heard the dog bark. May hear the dog bark again because the dog went outside, and generally there's a special timing our dog has that she likes to bark right about the time that I'm either in the middle of a call or a conversation or a stream, whatever it may be. And it just is what it is. Did you hear the birds this morning wherever you are? Did you hear the sounds of traffic wherever you are? Can you be still enough to hear the sound, feel the sound, because it's a vibration of your heart beating even now? So listening is something that is a part of life that if we're not attentive to it, we miss out on all sorts of things that may be happening. Say, for instance, you're sitting with a friend and and the friend needs to talk and they're talking to you. How much of what you're hearing is obscured by all the chaotic thoughts and feelings that are rising up inside of you at the moment that they're talking, such that you're not even fully in the moment with the person that you are listening to? You're not really there to hear what they're saying, to hear the nuances in the tone of their voice, to be sensitive to what they really need you to hear, not just the words that they're saying, because words merely convey aspects of reality. And if we listen for all the pieces that go along with it, like the tone, etc., you get a sense of perhaps what your friend is really saying and can reflect that. So often our own chaos that's spinning inside of us, whatever's going on, all the feelings we're having about what just happened, what's about to happen, what could happen, all of our thoughts about planning for the next vacation or the weekend as it's coming up, or our next day of work, or the project you've got going on at home, all those things are constantly spinning below the surface. But you aren't those thoughts and you aren't those feelings. So is there a way to sink just below the surface of the turbulent waters on top to the calmer waters below? Is there a way to do that? And there is. It's slowing down. In the moment that you feel that feeling arising, in that moment when you feel that thought arising, you see it and you let it go. You see it and you let it go, so that you can really be in that conversation, really listening to what the other person is saying to you, maybe reflecting it back in the words that they're saying. Now, this listening thing matters not only because we're in all these relationships with significant people in our lives, with family members, perhaps friends, and we go to see medical professionals. We need to be listening then so that we don't just hear what we want to hear, but what we need to be doing, what we need to hear. There are a lot of listening. We do that as a part of our life. But another piece of that listening is something that I've been doing for you. We've been doing together. For those of you who've joined us on Thursdays at around noon, we've been working our way. We just started last week with 1 John, and we're doing short little pieces, and we're doing sacred reading, which essentially is sacred listening. It is in the reading and the hearing that we hear the nuances of perhaps what the text is trying to tell us, what it's inviting us to do, what is Spirit saying to us in this moment? What could my response be right now? Not planning for the far future or getting involved and tied up, twisted around the past, but what is the potential for this moment that I'm in? And part of it is listening, not just listening to others, but listening to what's going on inside of you. Do you feel conflicted about what you're doing right now? Do you feel chaos, turbulently moving about within you as you're trying to get to work in your car or get to the store to shop or planning for your next meal? Is there a turbulence, a chaos that's rising up inside you? And as you listened for that chaos and you're able to name what it is and let it go, there are things about which you can do something right now. And there are things about which you can do nothing right now. And knowing the difference allows you to let go. Let go. Maybe it's hard to listen to me right now. And certainly don't have to do that. But if you're listening, if you want to listen, part of it is letting down all of our guard so that we can really hear. Recognize that this is about the thing that's rising in me right now is about me. It's not about this conversation. Maybe because as you recognize those things, maybe the things that will begin to rise in you, some of which you'll let go, are your stuff, but some of it is a way of responding to what you're hearing. What is Spirit telling you to do in this moment, to say in this moment, to respond to this person? Not just react, because if you're not listening, it's easier just to react. You listen just enough to give your pat answer. You listen just enough to give some kind of response that's about you, not about the person who's talking to you, because you've missed what they've said, because you weren't listening. We've all met good listeners. We can all be good listeners. Good listeners are only good listeners for the most part because they practice letting go what's going on inside of me so I can hear what's going on inside of you as you communicate it in words and in more than words, inflections, tones, movements. So practice listening with your heart today. Slow down, take a moment, maybe at your lunch break or some other time, just to listen to the birds. And when you feel a thought other than the listening to the birds rising, let it go. And just get back to listening to the birds. Listen to the breeze. Even listen to the traffic. Whatever it is you hear the sounds of, just listen to it. Not with an overlay of all these judgments about that bird, that traffic, whatever it may be. Just listen. Just hear. Let it sink deeply in. It'll bring you a place of calm. It can bring you to a place of calm, but it can also make you better able to hear what's happening in you and around you. So until the next time, I wish you all the best. Practice listening, and remember, you're infinitely precious and unconditional.